Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're tuning in. My name is Jonathan Torres-Herrera, and you are watching or listening to the JTH Show. Today, I want to talk about opportunity timing. But first, roll the intro. All right, so remember, guys, you guys can listen to the audio version of this, unless you already are listening to it, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Radio Public. So this video came out of a talk that I had with someone a couple days ago, and it inspired me because of the contents of the conversation, of course, in which, you know, I'm listening to someone that I feel wants to do more, but feels that they have missed, you know, time and time again, opportunities. Now, you know, at the end, this individual, which asked me to leave him nameless, said, you know, I think it's because of the fact that I need to find easy way outs because I've always been this way, right? And that just kind of like struck me as, well, just because something has been doesn't mean it should always, you know, be. And more importantly, you know, when it comes to opportunities, I believe, and from experience, I can tell you that timing is everything, you know. I know some of you guys might disagree. Some of you guys might say, no, it's not. Sometimes it's who's giving you the opportunities. Sure. But think back. Think back to when you were able to meet that person. The timing of everything. Now, if you're going to tell me, well, what if my mom, my dad, my uncle, my family member gives me an opportunity? All right. For you guys, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you guys. But for the rest of you, right, we really got to realize how many times we've said things, and I have my little notes over here, right? And here. I don't know why I always do this, but they're connected. Anyways, you know, I should have done this. I should have done that. Maybe you don't say it out loud, but you definitely think about it, right? You'll be sitting maybe in your room, in your couch, at work, in the car, and then you'll come across something that you're like, man, I should have done that. I should have reached out to that person. I should have said this. I should have said that. And, you know, we don't. And we do it again and again, right? Like this person I'm talking about. And it's like, why do we get so much in our way? And I truly believe that the number one reason, I'm sure you might have already heard of this before, fear. Fear is a mother. Right? For some reason, you know, maybe not every parent, but for some reason, when we're growing up, when we're little, we're encouraged to walk, to talk, to eat, to do so many things until we're not. And then we spend the majority of our lives remembering that, right? We have our children take their first steps and we make a party out of it. And then we want them to sit down more. We will spend countless hours saying, can you say dad? Can you say mom? Or whatever you want your baby to say. And then we spend even more time telling them to be quiet. And I think a lot of that comes, you know, back in some shape or form now that you're an adult. And you think back, right? What makes you feel safe? And timing usually never makes you feel safe. And what I mean by timing, I mean like keeping an eye on the clock, right? How many people, I don't know, get comfortable just looking at the clock and be like, look at that minute go. Look at it go. No. What do you usually do? You're like, oh, come on, this and that. And if it has to do with time, it usually is because it's making you feel uncomfortable. So anything that we want to time, we worry about. And we worry about it so much that we rather not do it and fail than fail because we didn't time it correctly, and then we get laughed at. And it could be for almost anything. It could be for having children. Are you too young? Are you too old? It could be for your next job. Are you experienced enough? Has enough time gone by in the position you're doing? Should I apply? Am I too young? Am I too old? Right? And again, the person that I was talking with, you know, he made me realize that. Right? He made me realize that when he's like, oh, you know, I was telling him kind of like my plans, right, that I'm doing. And I just shared this in the previous video. And he's like, oh, man, I really wish I can do that. I'm just, you know, I'm too old now. And of course, call it solution. All right. I got a reason why it wasn't a good idea. It wasn't a solution for him. And you can say, well, yeah, JT, because not everything you do works for everyone else. I understand that. Duh. But what I do understand is that many of us go throughout life not listening, no matter how old you are, to possible solutions and possible things that, you know, will let you hit the right time, the right timing on things. Most of the time, that's actually us who we're not listening to. Because again, we're too old, we're too young, but this, but that, fine. I'll do it when this. I'll do it if that. And, you know, I don't know, the hearing this individual, as much as I appreciate him, it made me feel a little sad for him, right? Because I feel that there's a big part of him that has that desire, that hunger to want to do something. And no, by the way, I'm not talking about someone that's like 50 or 60. They're like, oh, come on, is it a really older person? No, the guy is probably in his 40s, maybe, early 30s, or I'm sorry, late 30s. Well, or he just aged really, really badly. I'm sorry if you know who you are. Just kidding. All right, we have a relationship. But yeah, you know, it's like you want to do more. You should try instead of trying really hard at convincing yourself why you cannot do something. And I think that's true for many people out there. I think that's true for many people. Many of you may be watching this. Now, I'm not telling you this to make you feel bad. I'm telling you this to also encourage you to do something that you're too afraid and you're going to start entering like a panic mode. And, you know, no. I'm telling you this so that you can maybe take a good hard look at yourself and see what you have done that you wanted to do and see what you have not done, but you wanted to do. And how many things you're going to blame on timing. You know, how many things you're going to say, well, I would have, you know, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago, 2 months ago. You know, look at the stock market, right? I've invested heavily. I put it on my social media. Timing was everything for me to make the money that I made. Well, how much did you make, JT? It's a chismoso, but I'll tell you. For those of you guys who are like, what is chismoso? It's basically you're being nosy. So I'll tell you, you know, I like to be transparent. No, this is not showing off. Okay. I didn't make millions. So let's get that out of the way. Probably made, I don't know, like 15,000. Some of you guys will be like, dude, I made like 50. Good for you. Some of you guys will be like, damn, that's a lot. It is, but it's not, you know, for what I invested, I came out pretty damn good. I cannot complain. But it was timing. It was timing when I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and put money into something that people are telling me not to. It's a bubble. Okay, well, I withdrew my money. It kept increasing. And then I'm like, timing. But, you know, I also wanted to be safe. But it doesn't mean I never went in. And I went in when I was like full moon, you know, blasted out there. Now I'm going to have to freaking actually mute that word that I just said because I've been getting suppressed on a lot of my videos for certain words. So if you just heard like, Ona, you know what I mean, right? Anyways. And yeah, I mean, people that know that I made this are like, damn, I wish I would have. Stop wishing. Right? If you have an opportunity in front of you that you feel it's an opportunity, a good opportunity for you, stop seeking approval. You can seek advice as to like, hey, you've done this. What do you think? Don't let it go beyond that. Think. What does he, she think? That's it. But it doesn't mean that that's what you're going to think now. It means that maybe you should take it under consideration, just like anybody that has ever taken advice from me. And that's it. Don't ask me what to do. I'll tell you what I've done. I'll tell you what I think someone in your situation could do. But it doesn't mean that you're like, what's step 2 again? Right. But after step 2, I go, come on. And I feel like a lot of individuals are waiting for that, are waiting for like a walkthrough, a step-by-step on, what is perfect timing. Your timing, the one that you want to go for, is actually good timing. Even if you've told me, well, JT, I don't know, man. I've done some stuff and I thought it was good timing. Yeah, but that's how you learn, right? In Spanish, I don't even know if that's the right saying, but there's a echando a perder se aprende. It's I can't even translate that. It's like rotting, you learn or something. I mean, if some of you guys can like, it's like this, whatever, comment it down below. But it's so true. Some of the times we have to go out there and drop the ball. Say, ooh, damn, all right, not perfect timing. But it doesn't mean you quit the game. It doesn't mean you don't go again, right? Opportunity is at your door right now. And I say this because I used to be just like the person I'm describing. And no, I'm not trying to be, I don't know, kind of like inspirational and say that person I was talking about is me. No, it's not me. It's someone else actually. But I used to be somewhat like him, right? And man, did I miss out on some good opportunity. I missed out, on some good opportunities. Then now I'm like, well, whatever, that ship has sailed. But look at that. There's another ship right here. And it's all about getting on it. Paying the price of admission sometimes. And that's a metaphor for maybe having to buy something to do that, something you want to do. Maybe it's social media marketing. Getting a good computer is what I'm talking about, right? Price of admission. Maybe it's, I have a desk job. I want to do construction. Buying tools. Maybe buying a certification. Whatever the price of admission is. But don't let that ship just because you're like, the next one. For sure the next one. Because you are getting older. Yeah, even if you're right now watching, you're like 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, young. You are getting older. And by the way, I shouldn't have said that. If you're 11, you should go ask your mommy and daddy if you can watch this video. But if, you're a young adult, put it that way. You should really consider what that price of admission is for what you want to do. And start small. Start small, right? I don't want to talk to someone else that kind of feels that way, that's a reflection of everything that they're going to do in the rest of their life probably. It's just like, I should have done that thing over there, but ya estoy muy viejo. I'm too old, right? So anyways, guys, that's it for today. Just a small little video, about, what I feel some people might be missing out on. I wrote a little thing for myself here. I can't believe I didn't read it for you. And that is that most people's opportunity timing is off because of their inherited inability to realize that they'll continue missing out on things they desire because too often they will shut themselves down. Sorry if I read it kind of weirdly. I wrote it down. No, I didn't steal this from somebody. I wrote it down. I'm like, man, these are words that kind of resonated with me. And it's something very similar that I told that person. And it's a lot of the stuff that we have is just inherited from whoever raised us. I'm not saying that your mommy or daddy are man or mean or whatever. Your mom and pop, respect to them, whatever, whoever they are. All I'm saying is, we can't always look to them to look to the future. Whoever they are, that is who they are. And whatever they achieve is whatever they achieved. It doesn't mean that you either can achieve as much or more. That's all it is. That's what I mean by inherited. Okay. All right. Yeah, for sure. This time we're done. Okay, cool. All right, guys, as always, like and subscribe. And until next time, see ya.